Oh dear, connection to Discord is a little bad ping wise.
Yeah, I
Hopefully that
just
doesn't interfere with things.
yeah, I just saw that too. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Token Games Podcast. I'm your host and referee, Zach Stad Pearson, and today I'm joined by the officer who was among the 9,001st to join the revolution, a one Officer 9001.
Hey, how you doing? 9,000. Huh. Amusing. Revolution.
Okay. Um As per usual, other people will be spliced in later or will join up later, but you guys should be used to that by now. And I feel like if I preemptively introduce them without them being here, that might jinx their odds of coming. But I can confirm you will see more of Tristan of House TJM. So yeah, look forward to that one, guys. All right, let's get into those topics. We've got a rare amount this time. Topic 1. GDC in danger of canceling due to coronavirus. Is E3 next for 2020? Final Fantasy VII Remake. Sorry. My pants just got really tight. Has confirmed Nanaki, aka Red 13, will not be playable in game, as well as the production on Part 2 starts as soon as Part 1 ends. So when do you think Part 2 may be released? Definitely going to fix the typos in that. Also, are you expecting new gameplay features, or you prefer they just use what they currently have going forward in the future titles? For Final Fantasy VII, that is. Topic 3. Who has the best stand-up comedy specials list in your opinion? Netflix, Hulu, or someone else? Topic 4. The Mandalorian. Besides the direct and indirect confirmation that Disney itself wants to remove Kathleen Kennedy, who single-handedly has altered the financial direction of Star Wars into a spiraling black hole, man, he really had fun writing this topic. I'm more concerned with who do you guys think can or should replace her. Also, if you think it's true she was forcibly removed from the set of season 2 of The Mandalorian, that would be hilarious on some level.
It would, yeah.
Topic 5. The directors of season 2 have confirmed that you will see the return of roughly several different characters from Star Wars movies appear in the live action show next season. Who do you think it will be? Topic 6. What changes do you want to see in Breath of the Wild 2? For those who are curious, if you're never sure what someone means when they say Breath of the Wild, just put the words Legend of Zelda in front of it. I just hate calling it Legend of Zelda because the shit's never about Zelda. She's just a part of the story, and she doesn't leave a lasting legend. God damn it. But I digress. Alright, officer, go ahead and knock out them topics.
Alright, let's see here. Topic 1. Yeah, the coronavirus. It's not something that we should take lightly. And I wouldn't blame them if they actually canceled from the threat of the coronavirus. It would suck, but I can understand it.
Oh, and also, the sitting president resigned. Like this week.
Oh, the GDC? Huh.
Yeah, or either head of E3 stuff.
Well.
No, not GDC, of E3. Sorry.
Okay. Man, it sounds like E3's got even more problems going forward aside from coronavirus. What with the problems last E3 and now this one, the coronavirus lingering on the horizon. I can't help but wonder if actually, I don't. If E3 ends up canceling, sorry, I had to cough there. I think it would probably be due to factors other than the coronavirus. That would be a contributing thing. I don't think it would be the main one. I give it maybe like 30% chance that E3 is either delayed or canceled this year. And admittedly, the coronavirus does give them bit of an excuse should other factors cause them to have to delay or cancel. Alright, topic 2. Well, first, let me say, holy shit, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh yeah, man.
Pants got tied again, god damn it.
Sorry, I had to cough again. Oh, it's kind of unfortunate that Red 13 won't be playable, but considering he's going to be joining, like, if what has been shown, or if my assessment of it is correct.
He said that he doesn't show up till the 80% mark.
Ah, okay. Then, yeah, my assessment is correct, and part 1 of this ends when you leave Midgar. Huh. Well, I hope they got enough for at least, like, 20 hours of gameplay. Otherwise, it would be kind of a letdown, I think. Alright, now, as for part 2, I'm thinking we're probably going to get it sometime around, I'm thinking possibly holiday season this year, or maybe Q1 2021.
Fuck out of here. Wow.
And as for gameplay features, as the game goes along, inevitably with additional parts they're adding, there's going to be new areas you can explore and new characters you can recruit. So in that, at least, they're definitely going to be adding a few new features, I would think. Like one particular one that I remember was on your way to Junon, there was Fort Condor, and there was like the whole kind of RTS.
When I said gameplay features, I meant like for the combat, bro.
Okay. For combat, I would like it if they took the stagger thing and maybe made it, because at least from what I saw of the demo, it didn't seem like it didn't seem like outside of maybe using the ATB commands, once you got enough gauge to do it, it didn't seem like there was much that one could do to properly stagger an enemy. What I'm wondering is maybe as you level up or as you get maybe to certain story advancements, maybe that ATB gauge gains, additional charges. Because from what I saw in the demo, there was only 2. It'd be nice if you could get like 3, possibly even 4. And, well, off of the combat thing, I am curious to see how they're going to do the Fort Condor minigame. That was kind of fun in the original. Alright, topic 3. I gotta be honest, I don't really have much to say on this one. So, I guess I'll just move on to topic 4. The Mandalorian. Well, it's good that Disney at least sees that this Kathleen Kennedy is kind of hurting their profit capabilities with Star Wars. But as for who could possibly replace her, that is kind of hard to say. I mean, initially I was thinking maybe they could get someone involved in the production of the Marvel movies, but, well, they're busy making the Marvel movies. So, yeah, they won't really be able to do much in the way of Star Wars. So, I'm not really sure. Sorry if I'm pausing a bit long. I'm trying not to cough on the mic. Alright, but, so yeah, I'm not really sure who to replace her. No one is really springing to mind right now. And forcibly removed from the set of season 2 of The Mandalorian. That sounds like something that's maybe a bit of more rumor than truth, so probably not. Alright. Topic 5. I'm thinking it might be possibly the likes of Lando or Han Solo, or maybe even some of the other non-human characters, or maybe even some politicians, or it might even be possibly Chewbacca? Don't know really. Could be interesting. Alright. Topic 6. Changes in Breath of the Wild 2. Maybe either a removal of the whole weapons, have durability thing, or possibly some sort of alteration to the weapon durability, where maybe you can get a way to augment the weapon so that maybe they won't break when they reach 0 durability, but they'll just become unusable for, maybe certain weapons that you possibly want to keep around and, don't want to just get destroyed once you run it out of durability. And other than that, I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head. So, I suppose that's that.
I was honestly expecting a lot more for topic 6, but not disappointed, just surprised. All right, so for me, I think the coronavirus is now a genuine threat. However, I'm not going to act like I didn't initially, not so much disregard it, but see it as a potential cop-out for Sony, which I will admit, me and pretty good gaming guys got into a disagreement with. But to be fair, hey, look, like I said, like I told them, I don't hate them. I like the idea of being able to have a conversation with people and not have it immediately devolve into a shit show, like any type of conversation with Trump where he disagrees with you or you present him with truth to his lies. They had a different interpretation of why Sony had backed out when the coronavirus was, fresh in everybody's mind versus what I had. Now, at the end of the day, neither of us know particularly if we were right unless, the head of Sony takes a lie detector tests. But I just want to point that out right now before I say this statement and someone says, you're being hypocritical. No, I have a difference of opinion with Sony's issue versus GDC and E3. E3, I feel like the coronavirus isn't a blessing in disguise, but it may get them out of a little bit of heat. But I don't think they're intending it to happen. More like this is a giant accidental fluke. See, here's my reasoning. E3's having problems on a structural level. And they've lost a lot of trust, not with consumers so much as, the gaming industry itself, even though it's run and owned by the gaming industry, basically due to the data breach. But even without the data breach, like I've mentioned and like it's been noted, E3 has a roller coaster situation when it comes to attendance. Sometimes they'll ride a bubble and sometimes they'll drop off so damn hard it's almost depressing. This is that same situation. But if you run a convention or I guess expo or something like this, the first thing you're going to want to do is try to stabilize your attendance numbers, obviously. But with the way they're dealing with issues behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, Sony just being one thing in particular, listen, it's hard to say for sure if it's just the coronavirus because they were having a terrible time well before this. So to be fair, let me just say that I think that E3 may get canceled due to the coronavirus, or we may see a situation where the time frame for E3 and the things that they do are altered due to possible risk of mass infection spreading. You know, now I don't know if any of you guys have went to E3, but first and foremost, they already have a package size limit. And let me tell you a little thing about package size limits. If you know anything about military security or plain old security, package size limits are there to try to make sure that weapons of a certain size and rapid fire can't be easily brought in, and also bombs of a certain yield can't be brought in. And it got on my nerves, not because, I feel like I shouldn't have to deal with this and how dare you protect me. No. My problem was there were various entities within E3 the year I went, 2018, I believe, where they legitimately had companies giving out packages in containers that were past the size limit. So if you had this package and you went outside, you went to get something to eat, you just went to find a bathroom that wasn't crowded, anything, you gotta go and run all the way back to your hotel, then come back.
What the fuck?
That's how bad they fucked up. Yes, they had giant signs saying, hey, no packages this size can go inside the building. Okay, did you tell that to the motherfuckers who are in there? Fucking Square Enix was giving away Final Fantasy 14 3-foot or 4-foot long bags for free. They actually had too many. At one point, they were telling people, hey, you could take 2 per person. Now, imagine going outside for any reason and trying to get back in. And yes, that did happen to me.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
It's fucking annoying. It was fucking annoying. So, hold on. Someone is visiting me. Okay. All right, yeah, I got a house guest, but I was almost done technically because I can breeze through a lot of this other shit. So, I, in this case, will side with the good gaming. Damn it, fuck, she threw me off. I will side with the folks of Pretty Good Gaming and think that if E3 is messed with this year, it might not be because of things from behind the scenes. It may legit just be, okay, we have a very, very, very high chance of spreading this shit out. Because remember, people from every country, well, not every country, but people from every continent minus one come to E3. Can you imagine the nightmare? Now for topic 2, Final Fantasy 7 remake. Sorry, pants got tight again. God damn it, running out of space. Okay. I don't see this shit coming out any sooner than 2022. And I think it isn't just because they want to wait to have their X-Bone version come out. I think they want to have part 2 and onwards on the PS5 and the Series X, because both of those companies know that this is a system seller. So if anything, they'll probably try to pay Square Enix not to simultaneously release it on the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. But to be fair, we're also at a point in time where they could just have the game be PlayStation 4 spec'd, but then it installs higher textures or something if it detects it's on the PlayStation 5. So yeah, they're already saying that this game is getting close to a 90 or 80 gigabyte file size download when it comes out. So I can see some of that being texture data. I can see a lot of it being texture data. Or fidelity, sorry. But yeah, the earliest I see this coming out, part 2, 2022. Or extremely late 2021, and it might as well be 2022. Like December, late. As far as new gameplay features, I'm kind of in the same boat. I want a third ATB gauge. Okay, I just do. I get that they're somewhat evolving the Kingdom Hearts 2, specifically Kingdom Hearts 2, combat system a little bit. Not to mention that combat system, the person who made the Kingdom Hearts 2 combat system is designing the combat system, if memory serves, for this game. And she did good work. I wish she could have fucked with 3, but to be fair, I saw 3 coming and I knew not to fuck with it.
So did a lot of us.
Nope. I know a lot of weak shields, bro. I know a lot of weak shields. Not saying if you like Kingdom Hearts 3, there's something wrong with you or that you're a shill, but there are people who I specifically know found out how terrible and illogical and how annoyed they were with how they wanted the game to be, the level of difficulty, all this other shit, and said, man, I'm not going to touch it, and they still bought it. I was like, those are shills to me. Because you feel like you're doing the wrong thing, but then you do it anyway. That's not the same as a genuine fan who thinks that they have to own every Kingdom Hearts product under the sun. If you feel that way, hey, go right ahead. But when you say, man, fuck this shit, and then you got a platinum trophy in it, I'm like, you fucking shill. Just to clarify. Now for topic 3, that's actually kind of hard. Hulu, you're bottom tier. And, well, that's kind of accurate on so many levels. But nah, here's the thing. Hulu don't give a shit about stand-up comedy. It's not that they try to make an exclusive show or they don't. It's just stand-up comedy is not something they actively seek. They can say that they want to get some of everything, but they don't. Because stand-up comedy is practically a ghost town on Hulu. I'm going to say that right now. So the real contenders are basically Netflix and Amazon Prime. But let's remember, Amazon Prime's layout is self-defeating. It's hard to navigate, and it's unusually frustrating. I'm not saying that they had to do a one-to-one copy of Netflix's layout, but if they even did 0.5 to 1 copy of Netflix layout, it would be so much better. And it's not like they don't know what they're doing. Let me tell you, it is easy as hell to find any show made by Netflix. Amazon exclusives. Nope. Amazon only content. Yep. And then there's this issue of why is some shit all the seasons are in one place, but in some cases for other shows, season 2 and season 3 will be its own separate listing, not combined. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea?
Yeah, it's pretty bullshit.
It's like, I know it's a streaming service, but it's like, once they got the streaming to work, they just said, fuck it. Like the UI people just said, fuck it. And went home and never came back. Probably because they went over to Netflix. So Netflix has equal or more stand-up specials, especially depending on what region you're in. Amazon's problem is they got them too, good, and they're good, old or new. The problem is you can't find them bitches because of how they got their shit set up. So it's self-defeating. So Netflix gets the win for me on topic 3 as far as who got the best stand-up specials. Or at least the, most consistent. Topic 4. Okay, so I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but hey, I've said it a billion times, might as well go for a trillion. I ain't seen Star Wars movies. I don't hate Star Wars. I enjoy Star Trek. I enjoy science fiction in general. I bleed for Blade Runner 2049. So, fucking... the fact that even I know Kathleen Kennedy is such a hilarious problem is kind of sad. Now here's the dumb part. I don't think I told you guys this, but I almost predicted it. Let me tell you exactly what I did. One of the first images that showed up when Kathleen Kennedy got put in charge of Star Wars is Kathleen Kennedy wearing a shirt with two other girls who no one even knows that says the Force is female. I was like, what the fuck? The Force doesn't have a sex? How is the Force female? I know she's not going to sit up here and try to make some self-aggrandizing shit about, you know, women are now the most important thing in Star Wars. How about a good story and good characters be the most important thing? I've got no problem with you adding more women, not just because I don't really know Star Wars, but because I can even tell you Star Wars. Most of the women that I've seen or talked to about, oh, I've never seen your Star Wars character in any of the commercials or any of the trailers. Where are you from? First thing they tell me is the comic book, the novel, the something that isn't the cinematic movies. So to see more women in Star Wars doesn't bother me.
Oh wait, she went and made that decree of all that side content isn't canon.
Yeah, and so she killed off more women than she fucking brought up, which is ironic. But see, here's the thing. I only saw that picture because I heard weird headlines going through my feeds. One of them said, slave removed from Star Wars. I'm like, what the fuck? And it was Slave Leia as a product was removed from Star Wars licensing. That was stupid. Fucking, what was her name? Lady who played Leia. Shit.
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher even said that was stupid. And it served no point and there was no purpose. First off, they're making Slave Leia toys. People have been dressing up as Slave Leia, men and women, for over 20 years. So Slave Leia is not some foreign concept. Okay? Fucking, and she only targeted Slave Leia. So that alone looks suspect to me. And I thought to myself, man, wouldn't it be funny if she ran Star Wars into the ground so hard that Disney like basically kicked her out? I'm pretty sure I told you that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I told you that, Matt, but that was many, many years ago at this point. And, well, like 4 or 5. I told you that, and, you know, obviously I said it as a joke, but holy shit, though.
It actually happened.
Yeah. Like, I don't respect her as a director. She's not even a director. I don't respect her as a leader. Let me put it that way. I don't respect her as the leader. It's one thing if you're terrible at your job, you acknowledge it, and they say, hey, look, take this package and get the fuck out. I would say, hey, look, if you think I fucked up and there's proof I fucked up, give me one shot to do better. And if I can't do better, I'll leave. And I'm me, so I was like, hey, look, fuck that care package. I don't need no severance package. Look, you want me gone? That's fine. Can I, A, get a downgraded position because I still want to work? Or B, you know, can I at least find someone or direct you to someone who will probably be my better? But she can't do that because ego. Or at least that's an opinion. I can't say Kathleen Kennedy has a ginormous ego and is insecure and petty because I can't read her mind. But it does feel like it, though.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Speaking of, do I think she was forcibly removed from the set of The Mandalorian? Yes. Not because she was telling the directors what to do and what not to do. Because they all know if they go and call up Disney or someone like Bob Iger and say, hey, look, Kathleen's fucking with us. Can you get rid of her? That's the only person she got to bend the knee to at this point, which is Bob Iger. But here's the thing. I think she found out what was going to happen and that everything had been decided for the dates and the shooting without her knowledge. And she tried to show up and she got told not to. So I don't think when they say forcibly, like she ran on the set and said, you have to do what I say, blah, blah, blah. I don't like how this character is portrayed, blah, 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 some shit like that. I think that she came without thinking she had authority and she got told, turn the fuck around. I think that's what it was. Because she can claim she oversaw The Mandalorian, but listen, let me tell you a little about overseeing something. Motherfucker, that means you could just be a supervisor. Oh, she's a producer though. So that means she gave the money. That don't mean that she fucking had executive privileges. Well, let's say she did have executive privileges. If the story got decided and they started filming, then really she's only there to waste time. I didn't even understand why she was on the set of Mandalorian. I really didn't. There are pictures of her with George Lucas in the background. Like, I feel like you just showed up because you wanted to look like you were somehow in, this is your responsibility and its success is your fault. And that, you know, you would appease your Disney Mickey Mouse overlord, and you didn't. You straight up didn't.
PR.
Yeah, shit like that. But the fact that she was in the background of the pictures, nah, I don't think it was PR because she was in the background of it. So, yeah, I think it was more of a civil removal, not a, you can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me nothing situation. Not that I don't think she's capable of it, but I don't think it was as you know, exaggerated as a lot of people think it is in their heads. Now, topic 5. Oh, wait, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm in the right. As far as who can replace her as head, because remember, the rumor is that they're trying to change how the departments are run so they can directly remove her, and she may not even get her severance package good, because her severance package is too much damn money. I think it's between 17 or 70 million dollars for her to get out.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I know. So, as far as topic 5, hey, look, I feel like just because the show's called The Mandalorian, Boba Fett gonna show up. That's one. And yes, people, I know who Boba Fett is. I didn't confuse him with someone else this time. So Boba Fett's obviously probably gonna show up. But also, I think we may see Yoda. Not because I think Baby Yoda is his son, but because if Yoda doesn't show up, you know, we may not get any context for the whole reasoning why that baby is even involved in the show. All we know is that bad guy, or the I don't give a shit about nothing guy, had a change of heart, so he decided to save a kid. A kid he's know nothing about. Yes, I played The Last of Us before, damn it. So I'm not uncommon to the situation. But somebody needs to be around to provide context for the kid. Why were they after him? What did they take from him? Why is this baby the MacGuffin? And for those of you out of the loop, a MacGuffin is not a Star Wars term. It is a North American, or just really an English-speaking cinematographic term. It basically means that an item or device someone or some group is looking for. It could be any form of a noun, a person, place, or thing. In the case of The Mandalorian, Baby Yoda is the MacGuffin. Everybody wants him for a reason or purpose, but most people don't know what the reason or purpose is. Also, just because he got a cool voice, I want to see Lando show back up. Also, Samuel Leroy Jackson Windu. I want to...
Yes, I hadn't thought of him.
Because he's been trying to say, I'm not dead. Then George Lucas, after he sold his head, I kind of don't believe your character died either. Then, on top of that, he just says weird shit when he gets invited to Star Wars parties. And I don't know if you've ever seen a compilation of Samuel L. Jackson talking about Star Wars, but I watched the fuck out of it because once I saw the first video and it was funny, I was like, you know what, let me go Google some more of this shit. Apparently, he went up to whoever the fuck plays Finn and said, hey, you my son. Like, he said it as if he knew it for a fact. And no one told him that. And I think that that's fucking hilarious. So, I want to see him come back because, hey, look, I think I've said it a billion times, but every time there's a character or cool thing in Star Wars that I end up liking, it's never in the movies. It's always in the shows, and the shows are in between the movies or before the movies or after the movies. So I pretty much get no incentive to go and see the movies. But if Samuel Windu Jackson Leroy show up in season 2 of Mandalorian, I don't care if he's a good guy or a bad guy, I'm gonna fucking love it. Also, I kind of hope there is a movie with the Mandalorian or the people around him, because I would go see those movies because these are people I know. This is the way.
They have found a way.
You were supposed to say this is the way. But that aside, topic 6. What changes do I want to see in Legend of Link, Breath of the Wild 2? Offline co-op. And for the love of God, please don't make me play Zelda. Or if I play Zelda, please make her transform into some new version of Sheik. Everybody wants a Sheik 2.0. You know, we got enough of Sheik 2.0s in Smash Bros. And 3.0s at this point. Let me get an in-universe Legend of Link new version of Sheik, please. Not just a costume. Link can be the knight and I'll be the ninja. Another thing I want to see, dual wielding hook shot. Breath of the Wild got it right. That stuff was cool and I miss it. I want dual wielding hook shots to return. But I don't want to just see him use it to, you know, climb in this one dungeon. I want to see him use it in boss fights. I want to see him use it in regular fights. Just do something. I want a combat enhancement.
I'm now picturing something like
Bayonetta 2.
Attack on Titan.
That too. I was thinking Bayonetta 2, but yours is much cooler. Okay, so also I want Urbosa to be involved in some way, shape, or form again. Oh my God, I miss Urbosa. That nose terrifies me, but oh my God, everything else about Urbosa. So anyways, all right, so what else is there I could want? Fuck. Oh yeah, I want the combat system to revolve around more than 3 things. Dodge, deflect, button mash. Doesn't matter if you got a bow and arrow or a hammer or a spear. If you're not dodging, you're deflecting. And if you're not dodging or deflecting, you're mashing the button to hit something. If you're not hitting something, you're on a defensive, which means you're dodging or deflecting. Look, you ain't got to turn this shit into Devil May Cry. But The Legend of Zelda can stand to have its combat updated. Look at Hyrule Warriors. The Dynasty Warriors fans didn't really pick up on that game. That game sold because Legend of Zelda fans liked it. So if they like it, and the combat looked like it came out of fucking Kingdom Hearts 2, especially if you get Impa with the spear. Oh my fucking God. Who's to say what wouldn't happen if you scaled that back a little bit and put it in a new Legend of Zelda game? So yeah, that's all I got for that. Offline co-op, double hook shot, better combat. Please don't make me play Zelda. All right, and of course, hailing from House Freeman, located in Troy, we're here with Crispin to answer his parts of the topics.
Hey, what's going on? Okay, so for topic 1, do I think E3 is going to be canceled because of the coronavirus? I don't know. I think it might be too soon to say. It depends on how long I think the virus, it depends on like where it's at that point. I think if things get worse, E3 will be canceled. We're like about 3 months away from it, so I think it's hard to say. But I mean, it's definitely, I want to say it's probably like about 60-40 right now with the chances. For Final Fantasy VII, well, for topic 2, the Final Fantasy VII remake, I think that Red 13, Nanaki, will be playable. I think we'll get Vincent, Sid, and Yuffie. Hopefully, it'll be really cool to get the rest of the party in part 2. If not, I'm assuming the last party member will probably be another guest character, kind of like how he is in this game. Maybe deeper combat, I can't tell where, the game's not exactly out yet, so I don't know what all the gameplay features are, but maybe just an expansion of what's already there. So, I think part 2 will probably come out in 2024, 2023.
God damn.
A little generous. I think I'm being generous there.
No comment.
Like, it took what? Final Fantasy VII Remake was announced in 20...
It took them 5 years. However, remember, they were starting from scratch. Twice.
True. You know what? 2023. I think 2023 seems a little bit more accurate. I know they just started development, or they're starting development per se in the background. So yeah, I'd say like maybe 2023. That seems generous. For topic 3, I think Netflix has the best comedians. Dave Chappelle, John Mulaney. I don't know a single comedian that is exclusive to Hulu. So I think Netflix has the best comedy specials.
This is
honestly
the way.
For topic 4, I don't know who could replace Kathleen Kennedy. And I mean, maybe it was possible that she was removed from the set of season 2. I couldn't say.
This is the way.
This is the way.
So you think it is possible she got removed? Well,
I mean, it's an idea. I mean, it's a rumor. I mean, anything, they got a grand doll. Maybe she was removed. Who knows?
I mean, it's a very specific rumor, and they didn't say she was moved off of season 1. They didn't say she was moved off of any of the movies. They specifically poked out season 2. So I'm just like, man, that's very specific. But hey, I already did my opinion, so don't mind me.
Topic 5.
Oh, you cut out. Did you let go of the button?
Oh no, I need to regain my thought. For
okay.
For topic.
Yeah, it sounded like a mic got unplugged or something. My bad.
For topic 5, I think we're probably going to see a bunch of like obscure characters that we've seen in the movies, or maybe a character from I know, well, Rogue One wouldn't work. Spoilers with mango sauce. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a bunch of obscure characters from the movies will show up in season 2 of Mandalorian.
You're gonna give names?
I mean, I couldn't even think of names. I'm thinking characters like Uncle Owen or something, something really kind of someone very minor, but maybe they'll play a bigger role in the episodes of season 2, perhaps. I couldn't think of anybody. I'm thinking right now about topics.
I mean, you didn't have to announce it. It was an assumption, obviously.
For topic 6, what kind of changes would I want to see in Breath of the Wild 2? Maybe a Sheikah Slate 2.0 or something. Maybe a Sheikah Slate with more powers, or maybe deeper combat, or perhaps more puzzles, variety in puzzles, dungeons perhaps. I know dungeons weren't really a thing in Breath of the Wild. We had the shrines, and the beast. Yeah, I mean, just maybe deeper combat and maybe new cooler things to do with the Sheikah Slate. I can't think of anything else I really want to change with Breath of the Wild 2.
You're gonna hate my answer because I thought of everything you didn't.
What'd you think of?
We'll save it as a surprise. Well, currently I'm going to need you to stall because our newest member to the podcast, one of 3 people I have recently adopted, is having trouble getting into the token cast section. So he's new to Discord. I'm going to teach him real quick. So yeah, go ahead and make up a bunch of shit or talk about video games. Never mind. There he is right there. Oh, that's going to be funny later on when I publish this on YouTube and shit. Yo, Kelvin, can you hear me? If you're on push to talk, you have to hold down the push button or the talk button in order to speak, kind of like a walkie-talkie. All right. So are you on a laptop or are you on a cell phone?
I am on the trusty cell phone.
Can you get to a laptop or is that a no-go?
I got my iPad with me.
I mean, well,
Never mind. I can pop my laptop open. That's much easier. You're right.
I was going to say way shittier audio quality on a tablet. But just make sure you ain't got a lot of background noise or anything. Sound like you're watching sports or something, because they're gonna pick all of that up.
Oh no, I just left out of that room, so we're good.
Okay. What do you think ETA is on being set up and ready on your laptop?
As far as the me talking is concerned, or just
Yeah. Just that. Also, do you have a microphone or a headset for your laptop? Like, how are you speaking through your laptop?
have a headset.
All right, cool. All right, so I'm assuming come back to you in 5 minutes. We can fuck around until then.
You ain't gotta fuck around. We good. Hold on, I got you.
Well, bit of a back history, and this is going to be fun for those of you umpteenth 0.8 of a person who actually look at the podcast. All right, so me and Kelvin have one of the most hilarious friend introductions I've ever come across. I don't even remember what party it was, what was going on, but for some reason, this man was just making up stuff to try to get announcers who went on stage to fuck up. So at one point in time, he told them, "Woo, look at those sexy nipples." And I lost my shit, right? Now,
What the fuck?
you said it, not me. Now, eventually, over the course of that event, I want to say it was an ASIN, but it might have been a bar. Over the course of this event, we just got to talking, and I don't even remember what the fuck we were talking about, but he kept making me laugh, which, first and foremost, it's rare for any of my friends to genuinely make me laugh outside of telling me a hilarious story. So I was like, "Hey, man, we should hook up, link up, or whatever." I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, hey, I'm on Facebook. I ain't too hard to find. Anytime you mess with IPG, you gonna bump into me usually." And I was like, "Okay." So I added Kevin and I added Kelvin. And I spent the whole summer talking to Kelvin, thinking I was talking to fucking Kevin. So yeah, those of you who don't know who Kevin is, because he's rarely been mentioned in the show, which he used to be in a few episodes, and he'll be coming back soon, don't worry. Kevin, besides running the IPG, aka I Play Games company, an organization, which hosts event or helps bring materials and whatnot around for people to host their events if it relates to video gaming. Yeah, no one told me that they could pass as brothers at the time. No one told me that. So I fucking didn't even know. But technically I was friends with both of them, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but it was a little bit funny. All right, Kelvin, I'm assuming you set up on your laptop now, right? You there, Kelvin? Oh, he must be transitioning from cell phone to laptop. Now we gonna get demonetized cause YouTube still on that bullshit. You not gonna play everyone. And he's back. You good, Kelvin? Don't worry. These pauses I will edit out in post-production, so you don't gotta worry about anything. He's probably setting his headset up. Oh, yeah. If you plugged up a headset, Discord doesn't always automatically switch. You might have to go into the settings or user settings, the little cog button, and go to voice and video and manually set it to pick up your headset. Assuming you're having headset trouble. Or maybe you forget you turned on push to talk. Oh, there he goes.
Did that work? Did
Yeah,
that work?
yes, it did. Also, in the event we can't hear you and you're having trouble, you can type into the texting page, which I'm assuming you have open because that's where the topics are. And if you type on the texting page, we can help you manually, even though we can't hear you.
Can we make things awkward real quick? It's Angry Bird.
If it makes you feel any better, when there's a long pause or technical errors, I can edit them out so viewers and whatnot don't get bored. Well, that aside, I've given my slight history on you, but as per usual with any new member, we like to make sure before they go through the topics that they introduce themselves and Tell us whatever you feel like telling us about yourself. Just try to keep it under 60 seconds.
Of course, all my friends call me Angry Bird. Everybody thinks me, Kevin, and or Kelvin are the same person. I draw, I play video games, I professionally talk shit. If you see me at any gaming con where I play games, that's pretty much, yeah. Just have fun. Is that good enough?
Yeah. Like I said, it's a you thing. There's a lot of malleability in this group. I'm not a dictator, and I will say it till I'm blue in the face. This is a democracy, not a dictatorship. So, hey, if there's something you don't feel comfortable doing, saying, talking about, that's fine. We won't make you. If there's a topic you want to bring up, it's rare for me to say no to it. There has only been 2 times in 3 years where I've said no to a topic. So.
Fair.
Yep. All right. Well, Corey just finished. And besides, unfortunately, having to relinquish his title of the baby, until Kevin shows up. Unfortunately, until James shows up, Kelvin, you are currently the baby. But it's not as fun with you.
Angry Bird.
Angry baby.
Bird.
You're the angry baby. Unfortunately, though, it's not as fun with you because unlike Corey, you're not a spring chicken. Corey is spring chicken. He barely remembers VHS.
How? I remember VHS.
Because he's a baby.
We have a van, and we watched VHS tapes on our way, like, during trips.
He still probably remembers the first time he could legally buy a drink. He's a baby.
A baby.
Problem is, he's 6'4" when he puts his shoes on. All right.
Jesus.
I know, right? All right. Go ahead and knock out the topics. Like I said, you answer them how you want to, because at the end of the day, we can't dispute it. It's an opinion piece. It's all an opinion piece, unless you got some cold hard facts. And hey, if they run too long, I'll edit them down. So don't ever feel like you're pressured to rush through them. Just the sooner you can get calm and comfortable with delivering your answers, the more fun and the more easy it's going to be for you to go through these things.
Fair.
You're watching you're in texting page, right?
I am.
You see where it says like topic 1 GDC blah 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 blah.
Of course, I'm looking at it right now.
Cool. You don't need to say them in a complete sentence. You don't need to read out the questions. You can just say topic 1 such and such, topic 2 such and such, and have fun with it, bro.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I might have to read them out just so I can have great talking points about them.
No, that's fine.
That's probably what helps me out. If that's cool with you.
Hey, you'll get no complaint from me. We know you're a first timer.
Perfect. I like that. I like that your understanding of that. So topic 1. Oh man, this is great. I like what I'm looking at here. So apparently, with GDC in danger of canceling due to the coronavirus, whew. And then, E3 might be next too. I will put it like this. I think it's bad for business if they cancel, but it will also be bad for business if they keep it up.
Double-edged sword.
And I feel like with that, I'm more of a money person, so it's like if I have to take the risk to keep it up and going, but at the same time, with the coronavirus going around, people that fear factor stuff that's going on is hindering a lot of process, especially when it comes to like making sure that we prevent those sicknesses. And it kind of makes me mad though, because at the same time, we should be already taking care of ourselves in the first place to prevent getting sick with all this stuff. And no sickness should keep us from out of it. And if those people that are complaining about it are truly the ones that don't take care of themselves, granted that going to these events, you will encounter those people that will for one don't take care of themselves and don't wash their asses and don't, pretty much, like I said, don't take care of themselves. But I think E3, if the fear of coronavirus keeps going, E3 might be canceled, but it might not be canceled. It'll be bad for business, if whether or not they cancel it or not, because of the money that's going to be coming in after that. Topic 2, Final Fantasy. I'm digging this one. I wasn't really a big Final Fantasy VII fan, so a lot of these characters that are being taken out of the newer version of the game, the remake version of it, it's pretty disappointing. I think it's disappointing for the people that are huge fans of it. But for me, you know, I might get ridiculed for Final Fantasy 10-2 was my favorite one of all time. I don't care what nobody say.
The non-believers will be converted.
Box me, I don't care. At me all you want. Final Fantasy 10-2 is my favorite game. But back to that, yes. Them taking out a character and not adding those things. So I know they want to do parts to the game. Right. They're doing part 2. And I don't feel like it's good that they're doing parts to the game, but at the same time, you gotta have a lot of money to be trying to put everything in the game, and maybe they think that their character that's not playable in the game is a waste of character and a waste of time. But the new gameplay features, man, I feel like it's a big step up. And if we wait any longer for a new version of Final Fantasy to come out, will it really be bad? I think it's really great that they're not rushing to complete this stuff, man. Because people gotta remember, man, making games is not easy.
Don't I know it?
If you feel a certain type of way about how they're going with their vision of their game, maybe you should go and make one or make your own game. Yeah. And that's just my take on the whole topic 2 Final Fantasy 7 thing. Topic 3. Come on, man. Y'all should already know what I'm finna say about this one, man. But I will say the best stand-up comedy specials. Netflix, per se. I'm gonna go Netflix because I really didn't see any good specials on Hulu because I don't even think they specialize in that shit. They specialize in TV. Netflix stand-up comedy specials, I will always point in Dave Chappelle's direction because of all the stuff that he touched on, whether or not people agree with it or not, it created a great talking point. And yeah, man, that's my take on that, man. Because I can definitely go on for days with that, but with that, people, yeah. Topic 4. I'm not too big on the Mandalorian. I haven't actually had the time to sit down and watch anything Disney related because of their visions on stuff coming out now. It just not pull me in.
Yes, we know you hate Kathleen Kennedy. It's okay, you can say it. No, I'm not even joking. Almost anytime we brought up Star Wars on here, there are 2 things people universally hate. They hate that I've never watched a Star Wars movie, and they hate Kathleen Kennedy.
It's not the fact that I hate Kathleen Kennedy. It's just I'm not being entertained in the movie aspect. And I've always thought that you can at me on this too. You can fight me. You can do all the shit that y'all want to do. I've always thought that Star Wars was a very slow and boring movie. All of them that came out so far. But I've watched it. But you know, I feel differently about any Star Wars movie that come out. So when I do any movie that does come out and I want to watch it, I have to be entertained. And then Mandalorian has been getting like very good reviews, and I'm like, man, I only seen maybe half of episode 1 until I had to get up and go to work and all that stuff. But from what I saw with that one, they're moving in the right direction. But I can't place all the blame on Kathleen Kennedy.
Challenge accepted.
But anybody who can replace her, I don't know who can replace her because anybody can step in that position and pretty much fuck it up even more, or they can claim that we're gonna go with this. We're gonna change the vision of this. We're gonna make this the best thing you've ever seen in your life. And you go in and you fuck with everything and pretty much ruin the experience that is the greatness of the Mandalorian.
This is the way.
And moving on from that, topic 5. If anything, man, on topic 5, season 2. It's great that they're going with a season 2 and they want to keep it going because everybody they've been enjoying it, man. I really feel like they have something going with the Mandalorian. If that anything they do to fuck it up is gonna definitely take away those viewers that's been like real big on it and pretty much praising it. So do you really want to do anything to fuck up your cash cow at the movie? Because them last few movies they dropped has been like hot doo-doo trash.
Damn, hot doo-doo trash. Wow. Okay.
No, yeah, hot doo-doo trash. Ass water with chips and dip. Goddamn it. That's
I was just about to ask. I was like, nigga, you know you can curse in this bitch, right? We are not here to appeal to children. I'm not saying I don't give a shit about children's opinion, but we are not targeting children. Most children, when they see entertainment, they just like it because it entertains them. They don't think about what happens afterwards. They don't think about the person behind the entertainment. They even sometimes think the entertainer personality is what they magically perceive if they've never met him. Have you ever tried talking to a K-pop fan and telling them, hey, you realize you're driving all these boys to fucking suicide, right? Oh, they look at you like you just told them, hey, I just stabbed your mama.
Facts, and them motherfuckers them motherfuckers is crazy, and man, you need a whole army to kill them motherfuckers. Like, I literally was like, man, BTS is an overrated group. How dare you talk about BTS? They're my life, and you just don't like the K-pop fandom. It was like, bitch, chill. I love listening to Twice and Girls' Generation and Ace of Angels and fucking and Red Velvet and Big Bang and all them motherfuckers, man. But
yeah, I don't, but I understand. But you see what I'm saying? Like, they don't understand the concept of anybody who does the same thing as someone else with very little deviation can immediately be considered overrated. The whole concept of overrated exists because sometimes things can get overvalued that
facts
aren't actually worth the value people assess them to be at. Someone can value a piece of gold worth thousands of dollars as much as a family heirloom from their grandmother who survived the Holocaust. But if I take both them motherfuckers to eBay, which one you think gonna get more money? Value systems change with people. The problem is we have people who can't understand difference of an opinion. And that's kind of why this podcast happened, because I started realizing at some point in time without noticing, I was hanging around people who can't understand the concept of a difference of opinion versus, no, I'm telling you objective fact and you're mad at me for explaining a fact as if, again, I stabbed your mama in the coochie.
What a bet.
Okay, Negan.
No, you're right, bro. The difference in opinions thing is the main reason why Twitter has been going rampant. I literally can't, believe to this day that people with the most opinions can't take a difference in opinion. And that's why we can't argue nowadays, because, now motherfuckers getting canceled. And that kind of shit is ridiculous. Like,
depends on the person. Like, if you just are a musician or a celebrity, you said something stupid you didn't realize was stupid. Hey, look, you gonna take your licks. I'm sorry. Not really.
Exactly.
All you had to do was A, shut up until you got an informed opinion instead of presenting an ignorant one, or B, empathize with the situation, learn about it before you open your mouth. Those are two great options that can happen. And even then, guess what? People will still disagree with you. But when you say some fucked up shit and you double down, why are you trying to play a victim? Yeah, like why are you trying to play the victim? You literally instigated this. You could have apologized. You could have said, hey, look, I'm sorry that you disagree with me. Let me tell you something. As I told Corey earlier in this podcast, as of this year, I have now been doing stand-up 10 years. You think my black ass ain't pissed somebody to fuck off? I exist in Chicago and I'm not a corpse. I piss somebody off by existing. And no, pissing someone off isn't my point. Some people can make it their point, I'm not gonna lie. But my point is not to piss you off, because a pissed off audience doesn't always equate to, hey, would you like to come back and perform for us again someday?
Right.
My whole thing is that I will tell you, and all the comedians except for that one dumbass who apologized and he shouldn't have, is that when you make a joke, you're supposed to go, hey, look, I'm sorry you didn't find it funny, but I am not taking my joke back. Or I'm sorry I couldn't find a way for you to find it funny. But you don't take the joke back or resent the joke. It's not the joke's job. The joke doesn't exist. It's not a person.
Right.
And even then, I will still have people who, the minute I say that, act like I didn't and still try to give me their rant. First and foremost, I tell people this all the time. I don't care if you have a problem with me making jokes about Kanye. I'm probably never going to stop talking about Kanye because sometimes I'm not actually making a joke about Kanye. Exactly. Exactly. I'm not even making jokes about Kanye. Sometimes I'm literally just repeating what he said. And you want to get mad at me for making a joke about Kanye. And I will tell them, did I make a joke or did I just repeat what he said? And then they look at me like, you weren't supposed to say that. Yeah, they have this, you weren't supposed to say that. I don't know how to describe that face. It's like a mix of flabbergastation, a word I rarely get to use, flabbergastation mixed with, what the fuck, bruh? Just put them together and you got that face.
Facts.
Yeah. And sorry to interrupt your shit, but I just had to say it.
No, I thoroughly enjoy the fact that you chimed in.
Yeah, well, that's how the podcast works. Yeah, that's how the podcast works. Anyway, it's not just this person talks, then this person talks, and then we all fuck off. Sometimes this person talks, a funny interjection happens, or this person talks, and then everybody ends up talking about the same shit or coming to an agreement. Sometimes people's opinions get changed just because we're set to push to talk and they got forced into shutting the fuck up and listening.
Yeah.
Imagine if the world was set to push to talk. How much shit would get done? But yeah, continue.
I see solutions, man.
Exactly.
We can shut up Donald Trump, too. And a lot of people think I'm a real big fan of Donald Trump. It's like, nah, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I just don't like how y'all really saying it's his fault that the world how it is when y'all the ones that's contributing to the bullshit too by giving his ass some attention.
Yeah, see, I tell this people all the time, and the younger people don't get it. And I'm not saying young people are stupid, but you got to remember, for a lot of them, Trump is their first Trump. But for anybody who's not them, Trump is just the next one with a different skin tone of orange for some reason. But I tell them, Trump is not the virus, he is the symptom. I've even said it on this podcast. Trump is not the virus, he is a symptom of the virus. Trump only exists, has power, popularity, fame, despite him being and sometimes worse than Epstein, and on a good day he's a Weinstein. I'm starting to notice a pattern here. But the thing is I know, right? The thing is just that Trump's biggest ability is to manipulate stupid. Trump can't get power if people were smarter, because you would have seen him coming. He wouldn't have even got past fucking his first month or 2 months of running for the election.
Facts. And I've told people that shit, man. I was like, look, I guarantee you Donald Trump gonna be president. They're like, oh no, it's gonna be Hillary. It's gonna be Bernie Sanders.
It should have been Bernie, but because Bernie fucked Hillary, she was the worst person statistically matched up. It was a well-known fact, and it kept getting reported. She's the worst person to go up against Trump. She's the worst person to go up against Trump. So when she goes up against Trump and the entire nation knows she's going to fail, what the fuck else was going to happen? My favorite part is that she's still trying to blame it on him. I'm like, bitch, you cheated and you still lost. How is it his fault?
I feel like it had a lot to do with the whole if she loses against Bernie, it's gonna be a whole they hate women. They don't want women to be a part of the White House. And
oh no, I feel like that. I saw that mentality out, but I was being literal. She did cheat. There were places that were changing the rules about determining a vote. They would change the rules about determining the vote, and then call the police in case the crowd got rowdy when he was being voted, and and all this shit. And he won the popular vote between the DNC. He won the popular vote, but she got herself put on a nomination because she was literally going around and cheating. And even then, people who didn't claim she was cheating and tried to defend her, after proof came out, they just shut the fuck up. Like, TYT did their damn job. They did their due diligence, but it didn't matter because bringing up that she's cheating is not the same as preventing it. So realistically, if Bernie never existed, she still would have lost. But I guess her ego can't take that blow.
And I still feel like if motherfuckers actually took that election serious, we wouldn't be dealing with this shit, because you have motherfuckers going around putting in their own president votes with these nuts and Harambe and shit.
Yeah, like people can't even take the shit seriously. Like, and we're the only nation in the civilized world, in the history of nations, that has had people designing people as well as memes to be a fucking president. I'm like, we're literally living in Black Mirror world, because there was a whole episode of Black Mirror where that same shit happened, except it was worse because that meme puppet, a Muppet, became the fucking president. That was fucking disgusting.
And people will go around crying and shit, talking about, oh, you guys, you voted for Trump, you fucking bitches. But let's go talk about the people that tried to vote Harambe and these nuts into office. They contributed to all the bullshit. So now it's at a point where now we got our motherfucking cheeks rocked.
Exactly. Your whole point is that, hey, you know, Trump is a problem, but there was a problem before Trump. And I agree, they shouldn't just be up your ass about that, but that's the internet culture. Unfortunately, some people in the hive mind don't know their hive mind until you pull them out of it. I'll tell people all the time, I knew Trump was going to win the minute Bernie didn't get the nomination.
Lost.
Because the first thing he kept doing was lying and saying he would do half the shit that Bernie said he would do. Bernie even brought it up in tweets. We do need free healthcare. He said he would drain the swamp. And stupid people believe any member of the GOP would actually correct and fix the government. And if we have a lot of stupid people, what did that mean? That meant that people who didn't even care who Hillary was or Bernie, or who only vote for selfish reasons and are going to go vote for him. And I'm going to tell you why, because here's the thing about selfish voters. Besides the fact that we shouldn't have them, selfish voters don't pay attention until the last minute. Though there are those people who wait till the final presidential debate to look into everything and pick somebody. And when those people heard Trump say, I'm going to fix corruption and I'm going to give everyone free healthcare, we need free healthcare.
Them motherfuckers was like, check, and check.
Yeah, but if you know anything about Trump, he has said on television, and it's still in recorded history, Republicans are the dumbest people he met on the earth. They will believe anything. They are literally some of the dumbest schmucks I've ever come across. And here he is being ahead of their party.
Exactly.
You think they will put two and two together? Oh, Trump doesn't respect the Democrats, so he had to be a rebel and go with the GEP. We have literal pictures of him, Epstein, Biden, and Clinton golfing in his resort together.
They bestest of friends.
Bill refused to say anything negative about Trump during the time before they pulled him off of Hillary's. Are you sure you got push to talk on? During the time he refused to talk bad about him negatively when he was on the campaign trail for Hillary. Like, seriously, it's very, very, very simple shit. They removed the entire Benghazi situation from Google because she's friends with one of the people who was a board member. We literally have people recording on YouTube going to Bing and typing in Hillary and Benghazi, and then going to Google and typing in Hillary and Benghazi. Here's the really stupid part. Hillary is not actually responsible for the Benghazi incident. But because an Alabama senator said that she was, and that she should be ashamed of herself, people just believed him. And even when the federal investigation asked him, what the fuck do you know that we don't? All he said was nothing. And here's why he got away with that. Did you know that there is a law that states that politicians can get away with telling blatant lies about literally anyone who's a politician? Google it. It's called the law of absolute privilege. You know what? Fuck it. Bing it and DuckDuckGo it. It's called the law of absolute privilege. That's the name of the law. But you know, there's no privilege, right? And it allows politicians to literally lie without, yeah, it allows them to literally get away with lying without receiving legal or criminal charges. Period. So because I was a politician, let's say I ran for office one time, I don't know, I want to be an alderman. I could literally go and say that fucking Hillary raped me in my sleep. She broke into my house and raped me in my sleep and kicked my parents' ass.
Holy shit.
And I can get away with it. The problem Hillary has is that she doesn't answer for her own mistakes and issues. She smiles and walks away from it, or she waits till the last minute to duck around it and not answer it. That was where she fucked up. She wouldn't answer for her mistakes. The best she could say about Trump was that since he had no political history, he's a pervert, a sexual harasser, and he dodges his taxes. Now, mind you, that alone should disqualify you. The problem is, what did I say earlier? Selfish and stupid people voting at the last minute. So all they heard was, oh, he's a pervert, but he wants free healthcare. Oh, he's a pervert, but he's gonna fix corruption. Motherfucker, he hangs out with half the corrupt motherfuckers that get caught in politics. And Epstein.
Well, he didn't kill himself.
See, and yeah, sorry for the tangent, but hey, sometimes they come out of nowhere. But that is no, it's fine. And I thank you for that. But I still apologize because even though technically it's not rude, I don't want to give the impression that that's a common occurrence. If I interject or someone interjects, normally it's to make a joke, a pun, or a sentence that's like usually under like 2 sentences. But no, when we talking about the hive mind bullshit, that's, dude, we could do a documentary on that shit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but sorry, go ahead and knock out topic 6, bro.
Topic 6, the changes that I want to see in Breath of the Wild 2. The changes I want to see in Breath of the Wild 2 is a creator player.
Ooh.
You can say that's like fucking ridiculous. That shit shouldn't be implemented in the game. I mean, go with the trend, man. Make a creator player, man. I don't want to always play as fucking Link and look at fucking Zelda cheeks and find the swords and stuff, man. If they can add a creator player in the game, man, I swear to you, the game, it might be weird at first, but if you just take the time to like drink that water and let it digest, you might be able to enjoy that. It might be a great change of pace for the game, because like I said, the last Legend of Zelda I played and truly enjoyed was The Link Between Worlds. And a lot of people say that was the worst game. I think that's probably what's wrong with me today, is I like all the bad things. And I feel like I'm a bad influence.
You are. You like 10 too. Next, you're going to be telling me 13 is the shit.
Ew, I hated 13.
Okay. You do have some taste buds. That's good. Final Fantasy Corridor.
Final Fantasy X too. I think it's because of the chicks, man. I don't know, man. That's probably what it was, but still, I would deem that as the best Final Fantasy.
Surprisingly, no one, the mixed race African man, likes Caucasian women. Who would have ever guessed?
Shut up.
Hey, it's your stereotype, not mine.
But yeah, man, Breath of the Wild 2, add a creative player. That's probably one of the biggest changes I want to see. It may be a stretch, but it would be great to see those kinds of things in a Legend of Zelda game. And that is my take on that.
Okay, cool.
But
did you want to say something else?
I do want to go back to topic 1.
Okay.
With the GDC in danger of canceling. I feel like, and I think I've chimed in on this earlier, but I don't think I went into detail, like full detail on it as thoroughly as I should. If we're gonna keep letting fear keep us from accomplishing the small things like running an event, we're never gonna grow as a nation. In my humblest opinion.
Damn, that's deep.
If we weren't about getting sick, if you think about it, coronavirus has not taken its place from the flu. And the flu taken out a lot of bodies. But nobody wants to say that. And I think it's real funny that the coronavirus came up when we are now in election year. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff canceling nowadays because of this said sickness or virus or disease or whatever they want to call it. And GDC shouldn't, I feel like I said, it's bad if they keep it up, but it would also be even worse if they cancel it. Because I would rather make some money by not canceling it and then losing all my money by canceling it. And E3 the same thing. E3's already suffering losses with fucking Sony backing out, and I think Ubisoft, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's some other company, big company that is like, we're not gonna do this anymore. They're gonna back out. But I feel like we shouldn't let this kind of thing keep other people from like being successful and keeping, running events when we all should already be preventing ourselves from getting sick in the first place by washing our asses, making sure our hands are sanitized, making sure that everyone around us are not contaminated with anything. Just pretty much keep everybody accountable with that stuff. So if you want to spread sickness, you deserve to get stomped the fuck out. And that's just plain and simple. That's my take on that.
Now, if only we had a president who had common sense understanding of the virus or cared.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I'm glad you're here, man. Real talk, I did want to get you for the longest time, but, you were a little bit harder to find. Also, you're coming after the great upgrade exodus that we've been doing over the past 2 years. So, we didn't got new equipment. We got in more locations. The only thing we haven't done is got ourselves on Spotify and shit like that. But, hey, the more the merrier. We're trying to get some females on here. And apparently I have to say this now. We're trying to get more born females on here. But to be fair, if a not that I know that many, but if a trans female wants to get on here too, that's fine, because it's not because I think it's an echo chamber, because we're all bros, bro. But you haven't been here. We've had a very, very inconsistent relationship with women in the podcast. Not because they hate us or we're secretly disgusted. They developed personal issues that none of us caused and then tried to hide them. And then it just left me without using women. The first one, well, her job schedule got fucked up, and that was understandable. I didn't have the abilities I did now to record people in different times and places. The second one, she learned to hate her own voice. But she was the most funniest and productive person in the podcast, and everyone enjoyed talking to her. A third person has psychological problems that nobody knew about, so probably might never come back again.
You kind of should gotta always foresee those kind of things when bringing on those new people, especially those of the opposite gender. Excuse me, there's a lot of genders, guys. Don't sit there and say, "Oh, it's not two, it's more." But
just
like
say sex, bro. You get rid of so much.
Yeah,
you get rid of so much bullshit when you say sex. I'm just sad we're at a point now where I have to remind people and convince people that sex and gender are separate things. Holy shit.
Right. But yeah, people of the opposite
Damn, that makes me sad now.
You kind of have to gauge them before you bring them on. Like, I've met a lot of people where, like, I knew from the jump that this motherfucker might be problematic, or this person might not be your best fit, or this person, that motherfucker's a shit. But I refuse to bring on people that I know that's gonna cause problems, not only for me but also for themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe make those mistakes, but
yeah, and it was weird because like legit, no one hated them, no one had a problem with them, and it's not like they're ghosts. Like, these are people I still talk to and see on Facebook. Minus one of them who disrespected me over public storage, literal public storage, and I'm not gonna get into that on the podcast. But it's not like they have an issue that someone else doesn't have, or it's not like they have an issue that's so unheard of that no one in the world is going to be able to empathize or sympathize. But at the same time, hey, I can't make them stay.
Right.
So yeah, I'm always hunting for there's no right way to say it. I'm always hunting for women to get involved with this type of stuff. So, it is what it is. I hope I find some. It's just I'm trying to make sure, I get more diverse backgrounds, and I hate saying that because diversity is almost turned into a dirty word depending on where and how it's used. But if I can get like, somebody who's just like legit born and bred PC gamer on, they don't fuck with consoles that much, I would love to have them in, because who knows what type of unique perspective I can get. If I can get a woman in, and not just to ask about, oh, hey, this stuff right here, is this disrespecting your sex, or is it okay? No, I mean, like, just her perspective from dealing with it from a perspective I can't have. I'm not going to wake up one day and have a Freaky Friday situation and have a vagina one day. It's not going to be Trans Tuesday or Transformers Tuesday or some shit. I want that to be a movie now. I legit want that to be a movie now.
And I feel feel like with that stuff, man, bringing on women that I feel like it's very important if you bringing on two people of the opposite sex, they both also have to understand that there's good shit talking and bad shit talking. And some of those things, like with me and my girlfriend, we talk about this a lot. Well, like, she know I talk the maddest, dirtiest, nasty shit. And she will also talk the dirtiest, nastiest shit. And it's like when you come into a setting where it's understandable from both sexes, and they're not uncomfortable with said topic and how men think, and we're not uncomfortable with how women think, I guarantee you that'd be in for a great fucking time and also a great conversation.
Dude, yeah, you know, and like one time I thought I hit the holy grail with females in the podcast. Like, they understood difference of opinion versus someone trying to put your sex down and, you know, stuff like that, and that people are naturally here to try to answer questions or get answers to questions. And then something I'm going to wait until I'm done recording happens to tell you about happened a week after they got on the podcast.
Right.
With that being said, hey guys, I'm about to cut out. This has been Kelvin, Crispin, and of course your friendly neighborhood Zax, aka sometimes the referee. And yeah, we will